Now it's time for the game that requires a modern remake, or at least a visual upgrade similar to the Symphony of the Night. After the review of Circle of the Moon and the Harmony of Dissonance, it is time for one of the best Castlevania title, Aria of Sorrow. Being the third game within the Castlevania Advance Collection, Aria of Sorrow is the last Castlevania title released for Game Boy Advance back in 2003. Having varied visuals and art style than the previous title Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow did lots of things correctly, from story to the character design, gameplay depth to the level design. Well, the general plot is quite interesting, but yet lacks the depth in terms of dialogues due to being a GBA title. Yet Aria of Sorrow was one of the peak points of Castlevania IP, the best experience Castlevania Advance Collection offers to be precise. If you are ready, let's meet Soma Cruz, our new protagonist. Aria of Sorrow takes place in 2035, being the last chapter of Castlevania lore. Soma is a high school exchange student in Japan and one day visits this infamous Hakuba shrine with his childhood friend Mina Hakuba to observe a solar eclipse. During this solar eclipse, Soma and Mina somehow gets teleported to a castle, surrounded by skeletons, demons and monsters, and a sharply dressed gentleman called Genya Arukado. Just as Soma was about to get attacked by these skeletons, he discovers that he has the ability to gather the soul of these monsters and use their souls as abilities. Genya tells Soma about his fate and that he needs to discover this maze of a castle. As an exchange student in Japan who likes anime waifu tits and got his priorities straight, Soma wanders into the castle. Starting with the gameplay, Aria of Sorrow is of course a 2D Metroidvania. Each part of the castle is connected with each other, granting a level design with depth. Though I need to say that Aria of Sorrow might be the Castlevania with the least backtracking by its progress and design. I never felt lost within this castle, always found my way quickly and easily and without any frustration. Maybe the term fair fits more here. Yes, Aria of Sorrow is a fair, user-friendly Castlevania game with no artificial game length. If you play the game carefully and discover each corner, in short, have fun playing it, you won't have any problems. Maybe because of this fairness, it is also the Castlevania that I frequently play alongside with Symphony of the Night. My recent run to prepare this review took around 4 hours and 10 minutes. 4 hours that felt really satisfying. And the unique gameplay mechanic of souls makes Aria of Sorrow such a fun experience. Soma is quite special, blessed with ability to collect souls of monsters that he defeats. These souls are divided in 4 colors: red, blue, yellow and green. Red being the bullet souls, used to deal damage to any threat. Blue being the guardian souls, granting defensive abilities to Soma, and yellow being the enchanted souls, granting mostly passive abilities like life leech, walking on water and stat boost. Green souls are required for progress and mostly obtained by defeating bosses. Although this gameplay system is one of the most unique systems within the Metroidvania series, it also has its flaws, and that is the drop rate of these souls. I played this game 3 times already within 1.5 years, I guess. Once during a stream, once on Advance Collection on Switch, and now on Xbox Series X. And there are still abilities, souls that I couldn't gather due to extremely low drop rate. For example, this JoJo reference soul dropped by my first and third run, but I totally missed it by my second run. And the cleaner vacuum ability, which I only received by my Nintendo Switch run. The trick is to increase your luck attribute, but it's still not enough. Either you're gonna grind the precious soul or replay the game over and over and over again. I do believe this low drop rate is a flaw, because it directly affects how fun the gameplay can be. Experimenting with souls, trying to find the most fun build for your gameplay style is way better than Circle of the Moon's DSS system and Harmony of Dissonance spell customizations, I believe. Yet again, of course there are some souls would make your playthrough a breeze, but I mostly find the low drop rate as a flaw in terms of making the game simply fun. Keep that in mind. By the late game, 3 special souls affect the game's ending. As you realized, Soma is not a Belmont, so he does not use the whip, but rather use the weapons that he finds within the castle. From daggers to swords, claymores to javelins, Soma has a large variety of different weapons, though I would advise you to use the weapon with the most DPS. Hit hard and hit fast, that's important. Even though fully character customization brings unique gameplay choices, sooner or later you try to find the weapon that hits most rather than this variety. One tip for you guys is to find this great sword called Claim Soleil, which is around the eastern side of the underground reservoir. But first you need the soul of a demon called Curly that grants you the ability to turn into a demon and charging through the corridors. Use this soul to go through a waterfall until you find an abandoned ghost ship. Below this ship lies a hidden wall and your ticket to finishing the game easily. Although the villain of Aria of Sorrow seems quite lacking in terms of motive, abilities and design, side characters like Yoko Bernades and Genya Ricardo and Soma's own journey and character development is quite interesting and one of the best of Castlevania IP. It could have presented more and more, but yet again, GBA's technical limits show itself here. I would like to talk about story and characters more detailed, but don't like to spoil anything for newcomers here. My advice, if you have never played a Castlevania before, start with Aria of Sorrow. I know it is the last chapter of Castlevania franchise, however, important thing is that you get hooked to this series and lose yourself within this castle. From its character customization, level design and progress, Aria of Sorrow is in fact one of the most easy to learn Castlevania experiences. Pixelated sprite animations, colors and atmosphere is easy to see with its own charm, its music is memorable and matching with Castlevania formula, and especially full character customization is cherry on the top. Short gameplay time with high replayability, huge variety of customization but with low drop rates, Aria of Sorrow somewhat yet condemns and redeems itself by its aspects. User-friendly, easy-to-learn castle design also diminishes the challenge by some points, but still, overall, Aria of Sorrow's strengths lie heavier. It's not memorable as Symphony of the Night, but Aria of Sorrow deserves an A among my Castlevania tier list. With 3 Castlevania games of GBA, namely Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow reviews, Castlevania Advance Collection's review is nearly complete. There is one more left, and that is Dracula X or Vampire Kiss of SNES. From Circle of the Moon to Aria of Sorrow, each title offers a different gameplay system and customizations, making each experience unique on its own. Aria of Sorrow's sequel, Dawn of Sorrow, will be a guest for another time. I really hope that Konami also releases a collection for Nintendo DS Castlevania games, including either Dracula X Chronicles or Symphony of the Night Pirate Collection.